Hello, hello, hello. This is Paul Green from buyyourhouseforless.co.uk and I'm your property best friend. Today I'd like to share a quick story with you about Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne had an interesting situation, which was this. How do you get 10,000 off the price of a house when there is not 10,000 spare to give? In short, Mr. Payne was looking at buying a house because he didn't have one, and I suppose he was a classic first-time buyer, and he wanted his own home, and I can understand where he's coming from. His motivation really was quite simple to understand, because when you own your own home, you can start to get a real feeling of pride in your place, and having your own home also makes you feel more secure. And having your own home also lets you feel a certain degree of accomplishment. And what's even better is how fantastic you feel when you know you've done a great job of buying it and got it at a great price. That feeling stays with you for years and years. I still get an inner smile about the houses that I've negotiated. And when I think of it now, you just forget about not taking the necessary action that you need to take to make your next home come to you. You can now see a nice little picture of a house on the screen now. So what's the most important part of your home? Simple. It's the foundations. The foundations provide the support from which all the features of the house are built, such as the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, etc. They provide the stability for the later building. Foundations also ground the house so it doesn't slip down a hill when it gets windy. That's why, when Mr. Payne was looking at buying his home, his foundations for buying his home was to invest just a little bit in his educational foundations. He realized that his success in the later process is dependent on you acting smarter now. And he realized that a little education can give you a great competitive edge sometimes. Does it not? I mean, if your objective is to bake a delicious cake and you've never baked a cake before, you'd want to follow a proven recipe, wouldn't you? And even if you'd baked a cake, or possibly two in the past, if you needed to bake something really, really important that you'd be putting tens or possibly hundreds of thousands of your own personal money into it, you'd want to make sure you got a little bit of support from a baking expert, wouldn't you? Well, Mr. Payne thought so anyway. Mr. Payne works in engineering in the north of England. He's just an ordinary guy, just like me, just like you. But what he wisely decided to do was invest in himself, and he watched the main video all the way through. Afterwards, he had some questions, so he made use of the free consultation that I provide, and we arranged to have a chat over the telephone. I wanted to make sure that Mr. Payne was absolutely delighted with the product, and the first question I asked him was, if the video was good, what sort of cash would you expect to get off your home? And he said if he could get 10,000, he'd be delighted. In short, he just wanted to make sure he'd got the video processes and messages correct, and he had. The main video is developed to be really easy to follow, and the key messages are repeated several times, so you'll find them really clear. One of the things he wasn't sure of was talking to the estate agents. Now, I'm not a big fan of estate agents. If you've watched the main video on the Buy Your House for Less website, you'll see why. Anyway, we chatted about estate agents and how to handle them, and this is coming up to you in a future video as another bit of icing on the cake. Mr. Payne's problem was that he had just been and viewed a house where the vendor was asking the same price as he bought it for. There was no equity in the house for the vendor to give away. In short, Mr. Payne and I had a conversation about the content of the video and how this could be made to fit his personal situation. He recognised that he had all the ingredients for his recipe from the videos, but because he'd never cooked this particular cake before, and the decision was an important one with lots of money in his hands, he just wanted some support to make sure he was doing the right thing, which he was. The videos showed him what he needed to do, and it was just up to him on how to choose to use them for his own personal situation. So, after our conversation, he thought about his strategy with the vendor. He went back to the vendor and got his 10,000 discount. One thing and one lesson learned from Mr. Payne which I thought was very good. In preparation for his second visit, he and his girlfriend even watched the whole video again, start to end, to make sure they both understood the approach. And this is a really smart move in my position, for if there's more than one buyer, both buyers need to be involved or watch the video. A delighted Mr. Payne gave me a glowing testimonial and didn't even ask for his money back. Oh, have you not heard? When you buy the product, when you get a result, give me a testimonial and I'll give you your money back if you wish. So that's an excellent house buying product, a cheaper house, ongoing savings, all for free. Is that incredible value now, or what? So that's the story of Mr. Payne. So let's try and look at some learnings from this. Firstly, he recognised the importance of a little self-education and took what some might perceive to be a small risk and bought the product. It wasn't much of a risk. The product has a 60-day refund policy on it in any case. Secondly, he used the free consultation process even though he didn't need it. Thirdly, he took 2 attempts, his first at viewing the house and then his second visit to clinch the deal and his discount once he'd thought about his approach. I think this is a smart approach. Mr. Bailey used the same approach when he got 40,000 off his home. And finally, Mr. Payne said in his testimonial on the website, it might be best to go around a few of the houses first to test the process and become more familiar with it before you use it in anger on your future home. Personally, I think it might be good just to practice some of the phrases on the video in front of the mirror a few times just to become comfortable with them. But it's your decision. So that's the story of Mr. Payne. But before we end, let's just look at what you get when you buy the main product. Firstly, you get a set of proven, simple and effective tools from the world of the property investor, which are going to allow you to buy your home at probably the lowest possible price and probably save you a fortune. There's also the opportunity to have a free consultation if you need it, and also I'm going to show you how you can use the tools on this video to save money every day. One of my other customers, Miss Pickering, has saved thousands of pounds using these tools. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. Please feel free to check out the testimonials page. It's on the main website and it says something like what customers say. When you're ready to buy your house more smartly, press the red link either above or below this video and download your home buying investment package today. It really couldn't be much more simple, could it? Coming up shortly, how to talk to estate agents. See you later. Bye.